Chosen one, you've reached a moment where you have them shocked and questioning your strength. How could you possibly do that? You just executed a move so powerful that people are breaking down in private, trying to understand how you lifted what an entire group could not budge. Right now, in realms you cannot see, beings are studying you the same way. And here's the truth rising to the surface. This wasn't your peak. This was your introduction. More power is unfolding through you, and the world is about to witness why you were chosen. For some of you, it's a business you built from nothing, while others needed investors and teams. For some, it's a problem you solved quickly that stumped entire departments for much longer. For some, it's a level of success you reached naturally that others couldn't reach even with help. Whatever that weight is in your life, you need to understand something critical. You weren't trying to show anyone up. You weren't trying to embarrass anyone. You didn't even see the struggle beforehand. You just walked in and did what you do. That's exactly what makes this so powerful and so threatening to everyone watching. You've been given extra strength for a very specific reason. God placed something inside you that allows you to do alone what entire groups can't accomplish together. Multiple people can brainstorm for hours, and you can reach the same conclusion quickly. A whole team can labor over a strategy, and you can see the solution instantly. This isn't arrogance. This isn't you being cocky. This is assignment. This is divine methodology flowing through you. You're developing systematic ways of doing things that are quicker, better, more efficient than what everyone else is doing, and you're being prepared for something massive. Think about this. When people like you come together, when individuals who can lift weights by themselves join forces, you're going to rock the entire world. You're building armies right now. You're revolutionizing systems. You're creating blueprints for the future. Take it in whatever area applies to your life. Business, ministry, education, technology, art, leadership. You're not just operating at a high level, you're operating at a supernatural level that's making people question reality itself. And that's where the tears come in. Somebody is truly embarrassed right now. This person saw themselves as the big player, the one with all the connections, the manipulator who could assemble teams and make things happen. This person believed they were bigger, stronger, wiser, more skilled. And then you walked in with your strength and made this person look small. You made this person feel inadequate. You made this person question their entire identity. So this person retreated somewhere private, and the tears fell while they asked God directly, why them? Why not me? You're making grown people cry right now, not because you hurt anyone, but because you produced something others had been trying to create for years. You built something others couldn't build, even with entire crews. You solved something others couldn't solve, even with unlimited resources. And now someone is sitting in a car, asking God why he gave you this power, why it looks so easy for you when it's been so impossibly hard for others, why you can do it and others can't. But tears aren't the only reaction. There's anger brewing. Deep, real anger that explains everything about your past relationships. This is why certain people suddenly distance themselves from you. This is why some romantic relationships turned toxic for no apparent reason. People were jealous of your strength. People resented your power. Some of you walked into someone's life and their whole world improved overnight. Business took off, mindset shifted, opportunities multiplied, and instead of gratitude, there was fury. Every single day these people were asking themselves, why couldn't I do this on my own? How come I needed them to get my life together? How come I couldn't produce this without their help? They built resentment toward you for being a blessing. Your presence exposed their weakness. Your strength highlighted their lack. Your ability made them feel small every single day. So they pushed you away. They sabotaged the relationship. They created problems out of thin air, because deep down the reality was unbearable that you possessed something others didn't have and couldn't fake. You didn't even realize what you were doing. You walked into these situations completely unaware that people were struggling. You didn't see the group failing together. You didn't witness the stress and sleepless nights. You just showed up and did what comes naturally to you. You applied your gifts like breathing. You operated in your strength because that's just who you are. And that innocent demonstration of your core identity made somebody's ego go up in flames. It crushed someone completely. It shattered a self-image beyond repair. Not because you were showing off or being arrogant, but because your light exposed darkness. Your power revealed exactly where others were actually operating versus where the claims were made. That truth was too painful to accept. So instead of dealing with themselves, people made you the problem. Instead of growing, people directed their blame at you for their feelings of inadequacy, and that's when the watching began. Right now, someone is observing you from a distance, like you're a puzzle to be solved. Your every move is being studied. Your methods are being analyzed. Your patterns are being watched. This person is convinced that there's a trick. This person believes there has to be hidden resources, secret connections, information you're not sharing, some kind of supernatural assistance that gives you an unfair advantage. You're being watched like a mystery that needs exposing, a code that needs cracking. And observers are slowly starting to understand something terrifying. You are supernatural. There is something about you that transcends normal human capability. It's the divine strength placed inside you before you were born. It's the anointing. It's the calling. It's the purpose that makes you fundamentally different. You're becoming a wonder, the kind of person that makes people scratch their heads and ask, how is that even possible? And people from completely different backgrounds can all look at you and take value from what you bring. Your strength isn't just physical or mental. It's spiritual. It's cosmic. It's something that can't be taught in seminars or learned from books. You have access to a power source others don't even know exists. And that's what's really shocking everyone. It's not just that you lifted the weight. It's that you lifted it with a grace and ease that suggests you could lift much more without struggle. You didn't strain. You didn't grunt. You didn't work yourself up mentally. You just walked up and handled it. And that casual confidence is what's eating at observers. If this message awakens something within you, hype this video for other chosen ones who need to hear this, because confidence like that can't be faked. Real strength doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need witnesses. You would have lifted that weight whether anyone was watching or not. That's the difference between you and the group that failed. Everyone needed each other for motivation. Everyone needed each other for courage. Everyone needed the collective energy just to attempt it. But you operate alone just fine. You don't need a crowd to be powerful. You don't need a team to be effective. You don't need cheerleaders to be confident. And this independence is threatening to people who've always relied on groups. Think about the person who's been watching you. This person has spent a whole life building networks, collecting favors, assembling teams. This person thought that power came from having the most people on your side. This person believed that strength was measured by how many names could be dropped or how many connections existed. Then you showed up and shattered that entire paradigm. You proved that one person with the right anointing can outperform an entire committee. One person with the right calling can outwork an entire department. One person with the right spirit can outproduce an entire organization. Your demonstration of strength created a standard. Whether you intended to or not, you just raised the bar. Everyone who operates in your space now has to reckon with what you just did. People can't pretend it's impossible anymore. People can't hide behind excuses about resources or timing or circumstances. You proved it can be done. You proved it can be done alone. You proved it can be done without drama or fanfare. And now everyone else looks like they're making excuses. This is another layer of why the anger exists. You made their excuses invalid. For years, maybe people have been telling themselves and others why something couldn't happen. Too hard, too expensive, too complicated, too risky. People built entire belief systems around why certain things couldn't be done. Then you walked in and demolished all those beliefs in one action. You didn't argue. You didn't try to convince. You just did it. And now the excuses sound hollow, even to those who've been making them. When you lifted that weight, You didn't just accomplish a task, you broke a collective agreement. There was an unspoken consensus in that room that certain things were impossible. Everyone had agreed, maybe not with words but with attempts and failures, that this weight couldn't be lifted. Everyone had accepted this limitation, everyone had surrendered to this ceiling, and then you walked in and shattered the collective reality. This is deeper than just doing something others couldn't do. This is about breaking agreements you never made. You never agreed that it was impossible. You never accepted limitations that weren't yours. You never surrendered to ceilings others created. You walked in free from limiting beliefs, unburdened by failed attempts, unaffected by collective resignation, and that freedom is what gave you the power to do what others couldn't. Think about this carefully. How many other areas of your life have you operated this way? How many other times have you walked into situations where everyone else had already decided something couldn't be done, and you just did it anyway? This isn't your first time shocking people. This isn't your first time making people question their reality. This is a pattern in your life. You're a ceiling breaker. You're a limitation destroyer. You're an agreement violator. You don't accept what everyone else has accepted. You don't surrender where everyone else has surrendered. People are starting to understand that you've probably been holding back. If you could lift this weight so easily, what else can you do that you haven't shown yet? What other abilities are you keeping hidden? What other strengths are you not fully displaying? This thought terrifies observers because it means your full capacity is actually unknown. Observers caught a glimpse of your power, and it shocked everyone. But people are realizing that what they saw might only be a fraction of what you possess. And this realization is accurate. You have been holding back in many ways, not because you're hiding or being deceptive, but because you've been discerning. You've been wise. You haven't shown all your cards. You haven't revealed your full hand. You've been moving strategically, showing only what needs to be shown when it needs to be shown. And now that people have witnessed even this small demonstration, they're terrified about what else you might be capable of. People are asking, if you can do this, what can't you do? This is the fear that's keeping some observers awake late into the night. This is the anxiety that's making people obsess over you. This is the worry that's driving people to either get close to you or plot against you. People are realizing that they're dealing with someone whose limits are unknown. People understand they're dealing with a force that can't be measured. People know they're dealing with a power that can't be predicted. And humans fear what can't be controlled or understood. But here's what you need to know about this fear. It's actually working in your favor. Fear creates distance. Fear creates hesitation. Fear creates mistakes. While others are afraid, you're advancing. While people hesitate around you, you're building. While people make fear-based decisions about you, you're making faith-based moves. The fear others have of you is actually giving you more space to operate, more room to grow, more freedom to do what you're called to do. Some observers are going to try to manage their fear by getting close to you. People will attempt to become your friend, your partner, your confidant. But the motive isn't genuine connection. The motive is control. People think that if they can get close enough, they can understand you. If they can understand you, they can predict you. If they can predict you, they can control you. Or at least that's what people think. What people don't realize is that you've already discerned their energy. You already know who's genuine and who's strategic. You already know who's celebrating you and who's studying you for the wrong reasons. This discernment is part of your gifting. You don't just have strength to do things others can't. You have wisdom to see things others miss. You have insight to discern hearts and motives. You have perception that goes beyond the surface. This is why you can meet people and know within moments whether someone is for you or against you. This is why you can hear what people aren't saying and see what people aren't showing. Your strength isn't just physical or mental, it's spiritual. And that spiritual dimension includes supernatural discernment. And this brings us to where everything I've been building comes together. Soon watch for this pattern. Since joining you feels impossible, since the feeling exists that it's too late, since the bridge feels burned, attempts to compete with you will come instead. The group that was watching you isn't done. The decision is forming. We'll stick together, but now we'll get vengeful. We'll get competitive. We'll sabotage what's being built. Instead of checking hearts, instead of growing, instead of doing internal work, the low road is being chosen. Coming back together after observing you from every angle is happening. I'm seeing this in the spirit, like small puppies surrounding one large dog. You're the alpha, the top position belongs to you, the center is yours, and all around you in a circle, watching is occurring, studying is happening, notes are being taken. And the conclusion is simple. If being part of it isn't possible, then tearing it down becomes the goal. Breaking it before it gets too big is the plan. Sabotaging, while we still can, is the strategy. Next time you walk into that room thinking you're going to lift another weight, plans exist to tie it down with ropes. Plans are forming to put magnets on the floor. Plans are being made to do something sneaky to make you look like you can't do what you do. The desire exists to embarrass you the way embarrassment was felt. The ego wants to compete at all costs. But here's what you need to understand. Looking stupid is the inevitable result. Because trying to lift a weight you're not capable of lifting even with a group, then wanting to go toe-to-toe with someone at your level, that's not smart. That's foolish. That's desperation. That's ego. That's pride heading for destruction. But here's your power move. Chill, stay calm, stay focused, stay in your lane, understand who you are at your core, understand your position, understand what God gave you and why. Understand it comes with the territory, the jealousy comes with the anointing, the competition comes with the calling, the sabotage comes with the success. Because here's the ultimate truth, you're winning. Competitors want to stand in front of cameras and get spotlight. The desire exists to act like being on your level is reality. The pretense is that having what you have is true. It's like someone opened the first grocery store in a neighborhood and others want to bet against it. But does a grocery store exist to bet back? No, nothing exists. All these people came together with big plans and you did it by yourself. That group had plans, strategies, meetings, committees. You didn't need any of that. Observers are watching your accomplishments right now. You're being seen in the middle of your success, and the thought is forming, how did that happen? You look like winning is your state to everyone watching, to a whole group having a hard time with something you could do in your sleep. That's your level, that's your anointing, that's your strength, and it's only increasing. You don't need anyone to understand how you did what you did. You don't need anyone to believe in your strength. You don't need anyone to validate your power. The weight is already lifted. The thing is already done. The accomplishment already exists. Belief or disbelief doesn't change reality. Understanding or confusion doesn't alter facts. Acceptance or rejection doesn't diminish your achievement. This is the ultimate freedom. When you realize that your power doesn't require consensus, that your strength doesn't need approval, that your gifts don't need validation, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for permission. You stop seeking approval. You stop needing understanding. You just move. You just act. You just create. And the results speak for themselves. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app, it's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. More weights are coming, bigger challenges are approaching, greater opportunities are manifesting. And each time you lift what others can't, each time you accomplish what others won't, each time you succeed where others fail, the shock is going to intensify, the questioning is going to deepen, the reactions are going to amplify, your capacity is going to increase, your strength is going to multiply, your anointing is going to expand, because you're in a season of acceleration. You're in a period of supernatural increase. You're in a time of exponential growth. What you're doing now is preparing you for what's coming next. The weight you just lifted was training for the mountain you're about to move. The shock you just created was preparation for the awe you're about to inspire. The reason you were able to lift that weight comes down to one thing. Your heart was right. Your heart was light as a feather. That's why you could lift what would normally be impossibly heavy. While others were operating from ego, pride, and selfish ambition, you were operating from a pure heart. And that makes all the difference. That's your supernatural advantage. That's what can't be copied or competed with. Your demonstration of strength didn't just affect the people in that room. It created a ripple effect that's spreading far beyond what you can see. People are talking. Word is traveling, stories are being told, and with each retelling, the shock intensifies, because when someone who was there describes what you did, the people hearing it for the first time are having their own reactions. Some are skeptical, some are curious, some are threatened by a story alone. This is how your reputation is being built right now. Not by you promoting yourself, not by you bragging about what you accomplished, but by the sheer magnitude of what you did, forcing people to talk about it. You've become the subject of conversations in rooms you'll never enter. Your name is being mentioned at tables where you're not sitting. Your strength is being analyzed in meetings you weren't invited to. And all of this is happening because you simply operated in your calling. What's fascinating is that different versions of the story are emerging. Some people are exaggerating what you did to make themselves look better for having witnessed it. Some people are downplaying what you did to protect their ego. Some people are adding details that weren't there. Some people are removing elements that make them look bad. But regardless of how the story gets told, the core truth remains. You did something that shocked everyone. You lifted what others couldn't. You accomplished what was declared impossible, and this is creating a phenomenon around you. People who've never met you are forming opinions about you. Some are deciding you're a threat before ever encountering you. Some are deciding you're an ally before ever speaking to you. Some are deciding you're arrogant before ever hearing your voice. Some are deciding you're gifted before ever seeing you work. Your strength has created a mythology around you, and mythology has power that transcends facts. But with this mythology comes pressure. You're being watched now more than ever. Every move you make is being scrutinized. Every decision you take is being analyzed. Every word you speak is being dissected. Because people are trying to find consistency or inconsistency in your character. Some are hoping you'll fail so their worldview can remain intact. Some are hoping you'll succeed so their faith in what's possible can be validated. You've become more than just yourself. You've become a symbol. This is the burden of being a chosen one. You didn't ask for this level of scrutiny. You didn't seek out this level of attention. You simply walked in and did what you were created to do. But now the spotlight is on you, whether you want it or not. And how you carry yourself under this spotlight will determine what happens next in your journey. Will you shrink under the pressure? Will you become arrogant because of the attention? Will you remain grounded in who you are? These are the tests that come after the breakthrough. Because the enemy knows something important. If you can be made to feel guilty about your strength, you'll stop using it. If you can be made to feel prideful about your gifts, you'll misuse them. If you can be made to feel isolated because of your calling, you'll abandon it. So the attacks are coming from multiple angles. Some people are going to try to make you feel bad for being powerful. Some people are going to try to inflate your ego so you become insufferable. Some people are going to try to isolate you so you operate without accountability. Your strength is not something to feel guilty about. Your gifts are not something to be ashamed of. Your calling is not something to hide. Yes, your power makes some people uncomfortable. Yes, your abilities expose others' limitations. Yes, your anointing challenges people's beliefs about what's possible. But none of that is a reason to diminish who you are. You were made strong for a reason, and that reason is bigger than anyone's comfort level. There's a difference between operating in your power and operating in pride. Pride says, look at what I did. I'm better than everyone else. I don't need anyone. I'm self-made. Power says, look at what God did through me. I'm grateful for this gift. I acknowledge the source. I'm strategically made. Pride isolates. Power attracts the right people while repelling the wrong ones. Pride creates enemies unnecessarily. Power reveals who was already against you. Pride leads to a fall. Power leads to greater heights. You need to check your heart regularly. Are you grateful for your strength or entitled because of it? Are you humble about your gifts or boastful about them? Are you using your power to build or to destroy? Are you lifting others up as you rise or stepping on them to get higher? These questions matter because the same strength that can change the world can also corrupt the person who wields it. You've been given much, and to whom much is given, much is required. This is why the pure heart matters so much. Remember when I said your heart was light as a feather? That's not just poetic language, that's spiritual reality. A pure heart keeps you connected to your source. A pure heart keeps you grounded in humility. A pure heart keeps you focused on purpose instead of ego. A pure heart allows the anointing to flow through you without corruption. Guard your heart above all else, because everything you do flows from it. This level of strength can be lonely, because most people can't relate to what you're experiencing. Most people haven't been where you are. Most people don't understand the weight of carrying this kind of anointing. So when you try to share what you're going through, you often get blank stares or unhelpful advice. Just be humble. Don't let it go to your head. Remember where you came from. These phrases sound wise, but they don't actually address the complexity of walking in rare gifts. The loneliness intensifies when you realize that the people you thought would celebrate you the most are sometimes the ones who struggle with your success the most. Family members who you thought would be proud are jealous instead. Friends who you thought would be supportive are competitive instead. Mentors who you thought would be excited are threatened instead. This is one of the most painful aspects of stepping into your strength. The people closest to you sometimes become the most distant, but this is also part of the filtering process. Your strength is revealing who's truly for you and who was only with you when you were smaller, weaker, more manageable. Some people love the potential version of you, but hate the actualized version of you. Some people were comfortable with the struggling version of you, but are uncomfortable with the successful version of you. Some people preferred the version of you that needed them, but resent the version of you that's self-sufficient. And as painful as it is, you need to let those people go. Not with bitterness, not with anger, but with understanding that everyone isn't meant for every season of your life. Some people were in your life to help you get to this point, but they're not equipped to go with you to the next point. And holding on to them out of loyalty or guilt will only slow you down and drain you. Your strength is too valuable to be diminished by people who can't handle it. As you continue to operate in your strength, you're going to attract a different caliber of people. You're going to meet others who operate at your level or higher. You're going to encounter individuals who aren't threatened by your power because they have their own. You're going to connect with people who celebrate your gifts because they understand the weight of carrying such gifts. These are the people who will form your real tribe. These allies won't be intimidated when you lift heavy weights. Instead, you'll lift heavy weights together. These allies won't compete with you for spotlight. Instead, you'll create bigger stages where everyone can shine. These allies won't drain your energy. Instead, you'll energize each other. This is what I meant earlier when I said that when people like you come together, you'll rock the world, because collaboration at this level isn't about competition, it's about multiplication. So don't let the current loneliness make you think you'll always be alone. You're just in transition. You're between the old circle that couldn't handle your strength and the new circle that will amplify it. Stay faithful during this in-between season. Keep operating in your power. Keep lifting those weights. Keep shocking people with your strength. The right people are watching. The right people are taking notes. The right people are preparing themselves to stand beside you. Now let's talk about what's coming next in terms of your actual capacity. Because here's what most people don't understand about spiritual gifts. They grow. Your strength today is not your maximum strength. The weight you just lifted is not the heaviest weight you'll lift. The shock you just created is not the biggest shock you'll create. You're in expansion mode right now. Every time you use your strength, it increases. Every time you exercise your gifts, they multiply. Every time you step into your calling, it enlarges. Think about it like a muscle. When you lift weights physically, your muscles tear slightly and then rebuild stronger. The same principle applies spiritually. Every time you lift a spiritual weight, every time you accomplish something that seemed impossible, every time you push past your perceived limits, you're actually expanding your capacity for the next level. What feels heavy today will feel light tomorrow. What seems impossible today will seem simple tomorrow. You're constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly expanding, and this is what terrifies the people watching you. Because if you're this strong now, what will you be like as you continue to grow? If you could lift this weight today, what will you lift tomorrow? If you shocked everyone with this demonstration, what will the next demonstration look like? The trajectory you're on is undeniable, and anyone with discernment can see that you're just getting started. So when you see those tears, when you feel that jealousy, when you sense that competition brewing, remember this: you have everyone shocked. And honestly, nothing has been seen yet compared to what's coming, because what you just did was only the warm-up. The weight you just lifted was only the beginning. The strength you just demonstrated was only a glimpse of what's coming. You're about to step into levels of power that will make this moment look small. You're about to accomplish things that will make this achievement look like practice. And all those people who are crying right now, who are angry right now, who are plotting against you right now, a choice needs to be made. Join you or get left behind. Support you or watch from a distance. Celebrate your strength or stay trapped in weakness. Because you're not slowing down. You're not dimming your light. You're not shrinking to make anyone comfortable. You're a chosen one. And chosen ones don't apologize for the power God gave them. You use it. You multiply it. You dominate with it. The shock you created is just the beginning of your legacy. Every time someone questions your strength, you're being given an opportunity to demonstrate it again. Every time someone doubts your capacity, you're being given an opportunity to expand it. Every time someone plots against you, you're being given an opportunity to rise above it. This is how greatness is forged, not in the absence of opposition, but in the presence of it. So embrace this moment. Embrace the shock. Embrace the questions. Embrace the controversy, because all of it is confirming that you're operating at a level that disrupts the status quo. All of it is evidence that you're doing exactly what you were put on this earth to do. All of it is proof that your strength is real, your gifts are genuine, and your calling is legitimate. You have everyone shocked and questioning your strength. Good. Let the questions come. Let the wonder continue. Let attempts to figure it out persist. Because while questioning is happening around you, you're advancing. While wondering is occurring about you, you're building. While figuring is being attempted, you're dominating. This is your season. This is your moment. This is your time to rise without apology, to lift without hesitation, to dominate without reservation. You're not here to make anyone comfortable. You're here to change the world. And that's exactly what you're going to do. The weight has been lifted. The standard has been set. The bar has been raised. And you're just getting started. So keep walking in your strength, chosen one. Keep shocking the world. Keep letting people question you. Keep demonstrating what's possible when someone operates fully in their calling, because the world needs to see what you carry. The world needs to witness what you can do. The world needs to experience the change that only you can create. Your strength isn't just for you, it's for everyone who will be impacted by what you build, what you create, what you accomplish. So keep lifting, keep rising, keep dominating. This is your time.